Hey there, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. Our first Floriology podcast, Spill the Petal. Just like spilling the tea and spilling the beans, we're going to get on an average of every other week we're trying to, right?
Yeah, correct. We're going to try. We'll
We're
try real hard.
We're going to try and make that commitment just so that we can be part of bringing you news that's going on in the industry. And today we are really lucky to have Gina Thresher joining us. Gina, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good. We're going to get right in talking about some of the news of what's going on, and it's been going on this summer. It's been a really crazy, busy summer, right, Renato?
Yeah, very, very busy summer of travel. But, I think it's all worth it because it was just really great to go out and about after 2 years of this whole COVID madness. So I'm really glad we got to travel.
So, continuing on that ever forward step of getting back to whatever realm of normality that we can get back to, we have gotten back to being in and around the industry at all the events going on. And it started and we kicked it off in July with AIFD Symposium in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, my friend here
totally missed it. Yes,
totally missed it. Decided to go with the fam to Hawaii, so it was Gina and I on our own at AIFD. But we were so happy to be back and see all of our floral family, right, Gina?
Yes, it was so much fun to see everybody in person. A wonderful event. Had lots and lots of people to see that I hadn't seen in a long time, especially because that's kind of the once a year thing that I do to see all these flower friends. So it was a lot of fun. Miss them so much.
Well, it was canceled like 2 years in a row, right?
It was canceled,
Yeah.
Both years the president, it was canceled, and we didn't get to.
So this is the ghost president of AIFD.
we didn't get to be with our floral family, like Gina mentioned, and everyone is so excited being back together after that respite of not being in each other's presence and learning from each other. And with a lot of great education, we had about 900 people that were there.
That's a lot.
But let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Gina. What about that walk from the hotel over to the
Oh my gosh. Center? Yeah, if you guys were there, the walk was crazy. You guys all know that walk was insane, especially since, they expect us to do, we're not expected to, but we graciously take on wardrobe changes and being fashionistas because it's the fun of, going to these fancy dinners and parties. So having to go change and then change your shoes. And then I was having to carry an extra pair of shoes with me and hide them in the little room that I was working in. But yeah, I think I clocked in about 54 miles that week on my Garmin watch here. It was a lot of walking.
That's really the best way to look at it. It was a great way to start your day with a good brisk
walk.
Yeah.
A nice quick walk since...
What hotel was this in Vegas?
We were at Harrah's, and we were connected to the Caesars Forum Convention Center, a brand new facility.
Yeah, sure.
Weren't really
and that's literally
a lot of changes happened leading up a couple of years before that during COVID, and we had to change venues. So regardless of the walk and everything, it was great being back together and seeing everyone again. And especially for me, kind of wrapping up as being president, and I was recognized for that with a couple of awards, the Special Award of Recognition and the Special Award of Dedication, which I so appreciated from my peers.
I sure hope so, Jackie, because you were president during, I would say, probably the toughest times of AIFD, kind of working through that. So
I would agree.
Your leadership in bringing the organization through that.
Well, I was proud to serve, and I was really proud to be able to move forward and get back to what's going on, because I also happened to get to enjoy seeing, since you weren't there, Gina on stage and doing her first main stage program at AIFD.
Yeah, that was really fun. It was great. I had so much fun. Hitomi and the Roots team were kind enough to accept our proposal of doing kind of a more tech-focused show. So we talked a lot about putting yourself out there, just kind of what we did during this pandemic to, move forward. We are now in a technological age where we have to be putting ourselves out there, video, social media, all of that. It helps you stay relevant. So we covered that, and I think it went over really well. We got a lot of good feedback on the show, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being up on that stage.
Cool. Well, we hope we get to see you again on stage in the near future, and one of the other cities that we're traveling to next year will again be in July, and we'll be back to Chicago at the Hilton downtown. So we look forward to seeing that.
Yes.
Moving on with one of the other things that we often talk about, my inability to say no. I also happen to be president of Floral Association International, and right after AIFD had to travel back down to Orlando from two of the hottest places in the world, right? From Las Vegas down to
you went
Florida,
from one side to the other.
Pretty much, and we had a great time. It was our first time in this particular hotel, and it'll be
nice hotel.
Be the same hotel for AIFD in 2024.
It was like really schwank,
Yeah, great space,
great
located
space.
Right in front of Disneyland.
Yeah.
So great place for take the family as part of convention. But we had a little over 200 people. We
Nice.
also had the opportunity to participate with the Gateway to the Americas Cup that Deb and Gus de la Fleur sponsored, and kind of that step on to the World Cup. 25 competitors from all around the world, and we had the opportunity there to honor this guy, and he received the President's Award.
I did.
Yay! Good job.
That was very cool. I appreciated that. But I mean, that event, from my perspective, I thought it was just very well done, because I think everyone may know that I used to work at the Society of American Florists, and if you've ever attended one of their conventions, it's always top notch with top notch education, and you have a lot of the industry movers and shakers at that event. But Florida, it just was really professional, like a great professional experience. And although we were a smaller group in the hotel, I think there was a lot of buzz in and around the convention. And your point about the Gateway to America's Cup event, that really added a great energy to it.
Lots of international designers.
Totally,
we had people from all over the world, not just the country, and of course tons of people from Florida that were all there. So it was a great opportunity to be back together and to celebrate those that were in the competition and the other people that received the awards. And lots of great education and camaraderie and being together. And it sort of set the tone for the rest of the summer as we continued to move from one thing to the other.
And speaking of SAF, we had Kate Penn, who is the education executive director for Society of American Florists, provide one of the all industry and main stage sessions where she provided an overview of her state of the industry, which I thought was pretty interesting. And we also had the White House speaker, and
Lord Dowling,
great perspective.
Jody McLeod was there with Telefloral.
Jacob McCall.
Oh, fun.
Jacob McCall was there.
And of course, our own Donald Yim.
That's right, Donald Yim. So we had a great lineup of dinners. Wish that you could have been there for that, Gina, but
I know I got to see all the pictures, but it was great. I mean, it looked like a really good event.
And moving from Florida right on to another part of Florida, and was in for NextGen, and that was the Gina and Renato show.
Well, actually, Gina didn't attend that.
No.
It was only me. But it was fun. I drove down to Miami, a few hours down from Orlando, to attend the event, and it was held by Society of American Florists. It was their first ever NextGen event, and when we refer to a NextGen person, SAF qualifies that as anyone 45 or younger. So not too sure why they invited me as a speaker, but I spoke at the event at the photography session along with Syndicate Sales Director of Marketing, Jessica Kagaris, and she definitely qualifies
Sure does, yes.
as the NextGen. So maybe I snuck in there, for that. But
Sidekick to the next.
yeah, exactly. But it was lots of energy, and it was a different kind of energy. And I've been around this industry for quite a long time, so like my colleague here, Jackie, we pretty much know everybody. So it was such a strange but such a thrilling feeling meeting people that I've never met in my entire career there, because these folks are really truly the new generation of owners and movers and shakers in the industry. So it was wonderful getting to know them, and it really broke a lot of, I guess, prejudices and stereotypes of my thoughts of younger people, because these folks, these were long sessions. We were in a great place in Miami, a lot of distraction happening, but these sessions were packed, fully attended, and lots of engagement, lots of great questions. So great event, and I know that SAF is going to try to keep the momentum going with having a NextGen event again this late spring, summer.
Well, SAF was kind of on a roll because it was the same thing as we moved on to SAF in Orlando.
So back to Orlando.
We saw 100 and I think they said 135 new first-time attendees to SAF.
Yeah.
So that was incredible. And a lot of those were florists, which was really great to see.
Yeah, like one thing cool about SAF is if you never attended the event, and when I said it's the movers and shakers, it's the movers and shakers of the entire industry. So not only are retailers there, but you have a lot of growers, wholesalers, suppliers there. So like everyone from Smithers and Syndicate, and all those suppliers there, including all those growers. So it's a really good vibe where you could really do business, because wholesalers could talk to their suppliers, and retailers could do business with their wholesalers. So it's a really amazing vibe. And the education, of course, is always top notch. So did you attend anything that you got something out of?
Well, everything, especially trends. We always look for that from SAF
Yes.
too. So that was a great program, kind of seeing what's coming around the corner. And like you said, the education opportunities were great. And again, just seeing everyone that you hadn't had an opportunity to see in the last couple of years was one of the highlights of everything that we've been at, especially there. And being able to see, our friend Sharon McGuckin be honored was well deserved.
So what did she get?
The Tommy Bright Award is what she got.
And the Tommy Bright honors
PFCI.
PFCI.
Yeah,
Again,
PFCI.
Awesome.
So that was absolutely amazing and so well deserved of Sharon.
Yeah, Florida also got to celebrate our 100th year last year, so we were honored with the Century Award. And then again, going back to the award hog over here for the getting the Paul Ecke Award.
Yeah, that was just truly humbling and unexpected. So I was very, very surprised by that award. And the Paul Ecke Award, it used to be called, I believe, the Golden Bouquet, and then it's named after Paul Ecke III. So if you guys know who Paul Ecke III was, he was a very, very passionate man that I literally could swear he dedicated every other waking moment, aside from his family and business, to this industry. So it honors like professionalism and dedication to the industry. So for peers to say, "Hey, you're worthy of getting this award," just totally blew me away. So I totally appreciate.
Well deserved, my friend. Well deserved.
Yeah.
And literally,
Congratulations.
Kind of like moved from one to the other, right from SAF, and went in separate directions. And Gina
next morning,
we're at Arkansas. I'm not sure what year this is for Arkansas.
That's true.
But Gina is a new member for a Floriology design team.
Yeah,
and was one of the first representations. And how was this presenting at the convention level?
Hold on, before she answers that, I was really worried because this is the first time that we've ever worked together. You know, so
Yep.
it felt like anxiety. You know, especially when you've never worked together, and then all of a sudden, I had asked her to present in the business session, and I mean, I'll spoiler, she did a fabulous job.
That was really fun. I'm so glad that you asked me to do that because your slides are, you got some really, really kicking slides. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't appreciate the fact that you've taken so much time to put those slides together, and that slide deck was amazing. I still look at it like it's that good. And if you've never been to a presentation with Renato, he knows his stuff, man. He's got it going on.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, sorry. And then, well, let's roll into it. So how like, presenting at Arkansas State? So I know that was.
It was amazing. I had no clue that they did it that big. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I had the most gracious hosts, and I thank you guys so much for having me go. It was just a really cool experience. The incoming president, Shane, right? I believe. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. He had this huge red soiree for, I believe it was like the opening night, and they did it big. It was fabulous. Yeah. Very cool. Lots of red. Fireworks. There were fireworks inside. It was a whole bunch.
Well, while you guys were basking in Arkansas, I headed up to North Dakota, and the first time North Dakota had been back together in 3 years, and we had about 100 people, a little over 100 people that were there, and again with the A-team, Sandy Streck and Jody McLeod, Helen Miller.
What a heavy hitters up there.
So amazing. It was a great time to be with them, and they did it well up there too. There was a big powwow going on in town with the local Indian tribe that was there. So there was lots of entertainment in and around the hotel, but it was just nice being back again with our Floral family and getting back to the in-person events and being able to share with each other. That's the way we grow. And we are definitely a family that likes sharing and being in the presence and learning from each other and doing all we can to keep the industry strong. But I do want to mention just one more time that we're going to try to do this and bring you what's going on in the industry, as well as the following week we'll try and look at technology. There will be a week in the month that we try to talk about design, and then I'm forgetting one.
Trends.
Trends. That's right.
And I'll preview it a little bit. We just got this report. It's from a research firm called Sundale, and there was a lot of interesting insights of how the floral industry fared through COVID and right after. So I'm going to pass that report on to you guys, and I think it's going to be a really great discussion. So.
Cool. And we hope to have Gina on as often as we possibly can.
Yes, for sure.
That join us just so that we can chat and spill the petals about what's going on in and around the industry. But we appreciate you tuning in. Any other information that we want to share right now, Renato?
No, that's it. So just look for this podcast in iTunes. We're going to post it on our YouTube channel. And just watch social for the upcoming podcast and topic.
Yay!
Sounds great, Gina. Thank you so much for being with us, and we appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the team.
It was wonderful. I'm excited.
Well, we're going to sign off for today, and we'll be looking to spill the petals the next time we're with you.
See ya.
Bye.